So this is the Khoodeelaar television channel, broadcast in the evening of Friday, 27th of December 2024. This is after a break of almost a week. So this one is being broadcast on the internet, not on satellite, not on terrestrial, not on cable platforms. This is the Khoodeelaar television channel. This is combined with the Baby Angel Geronimo Manifesto editions and the Baby Skoji Angel Kitten Families edition. And also continuing the investigation into the circumstances where the evilly named Joy Foundation prevented, since August 2024, the black and white one, the gray one, and the Shuri Look one from being fed by me in the evenings. This is the Khoodeelaar television channel being broadcast on the internet on Friday, 27th December 2024. The items that have been left without any comment on this broadcast channel include the allegations against Sheikh Hasina of embezzling up to £4 billion along with her family members, including a junior member or junior post holder in the government administration fronted by Keir Starmer in the United Kingdom. This one is called Tulip Siddiq. Tulip Siddiq is the eldest child of Sheikh Hasina's younger sister, Sheikh Rehana. Now, Sheikh Rehana's daughter has been additionally accused of having taken money, bribes, from a military project with Russia in 2013. All the allegations, according to the Daily Mail, the allegations have been covered by the Telegraph and slightly by the Guardian. According to the Daily Mail, after the Daily Mail, it has claimed, broke the story. Now that is impossible to actually verify because so many other outlets have also published almost identical facts, allegations. And according to one source, it has been mainly an American outlet that broke the story a few months ago. So therefore, the actual origination of this story about Sheikh Hasina embezzling £4 billion and her Britain-based niece, Tulip Siddiq, getting bribed out of a £1 billion military project with Russia. The sourcing cannot be identified as being a single one. Suffice to say that these stories are all historically, contextually, these are all secondary sources in the context of the formally recognized state of Bangladesh. This is the month of December. And 16th of December, every year since 1971, is being marked as the date when Bangladesh as a state was recognized first by India, fronted at that time by Indira Gandhi, whose order it was to invade the then East Pakistan and compel the surrender of the Pakistan army operating in East Pakistan. One of the things that has been noticed is the research into the allegation that 3 million people in East Pakistan were massacred by the mainly West Pakistani military. This claim has been disputed by researchers, especially a researcher from West Bengal, a Hindu woman based in the USA called Sharmila Bose. So, in the course of the contextual commentary on all these items, I shall be examining in detail what Sharmila Bose has been saying and what others researching into the allegations of 3 million people being massacred by the then West Pakistani military during 1971. So the latest allegation is that Sheikh Hasina has been accused of embezzling 4 billion pounds, and her niece, Tulip Siddiq, who is a junior minister or junior post holder in the British government administration fronted by Keir Starmer, Tulip Siddiq, of receiving bribes out of a deal, military deal with Russia, between Russia and Bangladesh, procured, let's say, in 2013. The most significant omission from the coverage of these stories is the aftermath of the 1971, December the 16th, 1971 formal surrender by the Pakistan military to the Indian military. Notice that the surrender wasn't to anything called the Liberation Army of Bangladesh. It has to be absolutely emphasized that the surrender didn't take place to anything called Bangladesh Liberation Army. So as far as the surrender of the Pakistan army to the Indian army is concerned, the liberation of Bangladesh army did not exist. And going back to 1972, the nearest period, calendar period when the publications occurred of about 200 or 300 books or book-sized or book-length publications took place in India. I managed to collect about 100. And reading all the 100 titles and the other articles in Indian publications during 1972, I absolutely could not find any recognition by the writers of these books, some of whom included the Indian military personnel involved in the action against the Pakistan army. No recognition could be spotted in my reading of the books. Let's say I read about a third of the books of the entity called in Bangladesh Liberation Army. So the Indian sources don't recognize the creation, establishment, or freedom or liberation of the state of Bangladesh as a result of anything to do with the work of the entity called Bangladesh Army. So when in July 2024, Sheikh Hasina was facing widespread protests against the introduction by her administration or her regime of a thing called quota, limited number priority given to descendants of the so-called freedom fighters in Bangladesh government jobs. The core of the protests addressed the whole issue of the existence of the Bangladesh Liberation Army, which according to the Indian sources did not actually play any part at all. It didn't exist. It was denied. So this was one of the biggest weaknesses of Sheikh Hasina, because she was in double denial when she insisted, whatever the number of the percentage of the quota, she was in double denial of the rights of the ordinary Bangladeshis to jobs based on merit, because she created a phantom. She created a phantom, or she continued to attribute to the phantom the credit for the creation of Bangladesh, for the liberation of Bangladesh. Now, we shall go into that in detail in other editions. Suffice to say that this whole thing was discredited. Sheikh Hasina's claim that people who were opposing the quota were themselves descendants of collaborators. Now that outraged beyond description. That outraged the protesters. And that meant that Sheikh Hasina actually herself contributed to the discrediting of the idea of Bangladesh freedom struggle in 1971 by Bangladeshi freedom fighters. The evidence of that outrage has been, of course, seen since the 5th of August 2024, because the mausoleum created allegedly in memory of Sheikh Hasina's father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the leader of the Awami League, was destroyed by protesters, outraged at the behavior of Sheikh Hasina. So we shall be talking about all of these in later editions. This is just an introduction, recapping the last few days, and we shall be continuing in later editions.